Welcome, welcome to the AEW Dynamite review for April 5th, 2023. And just a heads up so you guys know, I have come up with the name as you can see from the thumbnail. This is called the Wrestling and Me Show. Um, yeah, I got that name in there. That's going to be the name of the show. So let's get started. But let's get into it. So, AEW, it started off with the opener, which was Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson. Juice Robinson, Ricky Starks had a little beef for about the past 2, maybe 3 weeks. Juice Robinson came into AEW and went straight for Starks, I believe. I mean, don't hold me to it, but I do believe that they were like tag team partners or they had a beef at another promotion. I forget how exactly that story goes. Forgive me for not knowing at all. But Juice Robinson was already in the ring. Ricky Starks comes down, does his little thing, and then as he's standing on the top of the ropes, you hear the sound, the shing, or however it goes, the switchblade sound, and it is Jay White coming down, and him and Juice Robinson attack Ricky Starks. They beat him down pretty good, and that's how the opener started. Now, just to talk about Jay White for a little bit, everybody, including myself, thought that Jay White would be going to the WWE. But given the fact that it didn't happen as fast as we expected, I started to believe, all right, excuse me, whew, I started to believe that he wasn't going to go to the WWE. He didn't pop up at WrestleMania, which that's what I expected. I was thinking, okay, Cody, I struggled all night trying to figure out if Cody was going to win at Mania. So I figured the best way to do it is Cody loses. And I just thought, oh yeah, Jay White's gonna show up. Jay White's gonna show up. Cody loses. Roman's standing there. Everybody's all excited. Fireworks go off. Boom, boom, boom. And then there you go. Switchblade would come. Kind of an easy way to bring in the majority of the Bullet Club, right? Cody, Jay White, the rumored Kenny Omega, not yet, of course, but the rumored Kenny Omega, AJ Styles, Gallows, and Anderson. That's a big chunk of the Bullet Club, So I thought that would happen, but it didn't. And then the Raw after Mania, which was horrible. Well, not horrible, but it wasn't good. It wasn't a Raw after Mania, and I thought he would show up there. He didn't show up there. He looks to be showing up at being all elite, as it said. This is not his debut. I know a lot of people have said that, oh, this is Jay White's debut. No, this is not his debut. He's been on a few nights of AEW Dynamite in the past because they had that whole NJPW, or they have the NJPW partnership and stuff like that. Forgive me, my lip might be a little dry. I shaved yesterday, so I get like patchy skin. Um, so yeah, it's not his debut, but there he is. He's definitely in AEW because he's not with New Japan. So there's that. Sorry if you see me take a sip and it's fast. I'm just trying to play it safe because as you see in that top corner right there, w.gg, use code Brolic for a 10% discount. That's my sponsor. All right, so check them out. They got some good flavors: Dub Sludge, Dragonade, and they came out with some new ones. But my favorite is the Dub Sludge. This is my favorite one. I actually have to order some more, so you'll be seeing me drink that on these videos soon. But I just wanted to get that out the way. I wanted to explain why I'm like knocking the drink back because I don't want any problems. But yeah, so that happened. Now they have an announcement saying that or they make an announcement saying that Khan, Tony Khan, why I keep calling him Khan? Tony Khan has an announcement later that's supposed to be a big deal. And then they also announced that the tag titles will be on the line. The Guns will face FTR. The Guns will be defending their tag team titles, and FTR will be putting their careers on the line. If memory serves me correct, either I want to say FTR did not win the AEW tag team titles at all. Um, I'm looking it up right now just to, have my facts straight. I don't want to be wrong. So I'm pulling it up here. Here we go. Championships and accomplishments. Yeah, no, it doesn't say that they have ever won the AEW tag team titles, which is weird. They should have won the tag team titles at least once, but whatever. They've never, according to Wikipedia, FTR have never won the AEW tag team titles. So they put their careers on the line, which also plays into their contract situation because everybody was thinking, oh, they're going to come to the WWE. Everybody thinks, oh, they're coming to the WWE. There's other promotions out there, man. There's, New Japan. There's, let's say Pro Wrestling Noah. I think they're still around. There's the indie scene. There was a Defiant Wrestling. I think Drew McIntyre was the Defiant champion when that came out. Impact Wrestling, like it's not all WWE, AEW, and I want to say that on this channel. I want to say that during this show, podcast, however you guys see it. There's more than just AEW and WWE. You can't go everywhere because then you get lost in the shuffle. You get lost in the shuffle. So, but everybody's under the assumption, oh, they're going to WWE. Boom, 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 whatever. We'll discuss that when the time comes, when the match presents itself. Um, then they have a little video package of last week for Adam Cole versus Garcia. I'm forgetting his first name, but we know. I keep wanting to say Ryan Garcia, but I'm telling you that's the boxer Ryan Garcia. But he he was the 2.0. What were they called? Uh, in WWE, him and excuse me. No, it wasn't him. I'm sorry. Garcia came from somewhere else. Forgive me again. It's a lot of names to remember, man, because a lot of these guys had different names. With their WWE or Impact names and NJPW names, stuff like that. But yeah, so they show that package of that match, and that match was actually pretty good last week. I watched that one. That was before I started this. Again, this is my second episode. But that was a good match. And what happened in that match, straight up, Cole won. Adam Cole won. He gets out there and he's celebrating, having a good old time. And Jericho comes down. Jericho comes down and he pulls Garcia out. And he slowly does like this villainous look behind him. And then that basically, planting the seeds. So I saw that and I liked it. That was good storytelling there. Very good. Jericho didn't go in there and beat the man down. He didn't get on the mic. He just was like, I'm gonna get you. So that was cool. You go backstage. I think that was Marvez that was doing the interview with Jericho. And Jericho's explaining about last week. He says he was happy for Adam Cole, happy that he came back. Somebody, getting injured the way he did. It's always nice when the competitors, when the guys come back from those injuries and can do what they love to do. The way he was saying it though, he did come off a little bitter. He was like, really, he seemed mad. Like, yeah, okay, whatever. You're back, cool, blah blah. You know, uh, he was upset that Adam Cole beat Garcia. He was mad. He was mad, and then he was pissed off about how he was celebrating, and just he said, he felt like it was disrespectful with the confetti and the streamers, back in the ROH days. And I like AEW, definitely a good second alternative, but I need them to do their own thing, especially when it comes to the celebrations. I get that they bought ROH and they have control of ROH, but the streamer thing and the confetti thing, uh let that be an ROH thing, especially with the streamers. Let that be an ROH thing, and AEW can do their own. I will say, talking on the fact that AEW bought, or Tony Khan, my belt is messing up over here, but Tony Khan had bought ROH. I do like the idea of them having two promotions. It's not two shows per se on one. It's two shows under one umbrella. It's literally two brands, and I like that. And hopefully, uh, AEW can do what WWE does and create their own draft and have your ROH and your AEW. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing. So just wanted to talk on that. That just popped up in my head out of nowhere. Um, but yeah, so talking to Jericho, all of a sudden, Keith Lee comes out from the side and starts talking to Jericho. I'm not liking the gray hair, gray beard Keith Lee. I mean, cool when you think about it as an adult and as you get older, you know, you don't have time to sit there and hide your gray hairs. You don't care. It is what it is, and that's cool. That's cool to do. But it's to me, it's not working for Keith Lee. It's like I don't know. Maybe it's giving him a grizzled look. He hasn't really wrestled since coming back from the cinder block attack from what's his face, Swerve, and I haven't even seen Swerve since then. But either way, yeah, Keith Lee he comes and he tells Jericho, you're the poster child for disrespect. Of all people, you're the poster child for disrespect. So he's like, how about I teach you some respect next week? So he challenges Jericho to a match next week, and he said, I think Jericho said something. I'm not sure because at that moment after that happened, they were there for a few seconds, and my sound went out on my computer. So I don't know, or the audio went out on the show because I just don't know what happened. But either way, the challenge was put down. So Keith Lee and Jericho will probably be facing each other later next week. Sorry. And then we have a trios championship match. I didn't know about the match card. Um, all these matches that happened were mostly championship matches. It's was said on social media and other places, even in my group chat with my friends. Uh, this was what is it? A Dynamite after Mania. Basically an after WrestleMania show for Dynamite, and they did good. They did great. Forget it. They did great. This isn't a WWE show, but you had the Trios Championship on the line. You had the Women's Championship on the line. You had the tag team titles on the line. You had a debut or a resurgence, reemergence. You had matches put together, a match or two, maybe even three put together for next week. There was just some good stuff going on, some good stuff. Again, Trios Championship was on the line. House of Black versus the Best Friends, and the Best Friends for this one was Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, and Chuck Taylor. There was another guy, Rocky Romero, right? Is he still a member of the Best Friends? I mean, if so, if not, let me know in the comment section. And let me know in the comment section. Before we get into this trios match, I just want to say subscribe to the channel. Or I just want to ask, please, come on, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep this thing going, man. I'm trying to get my channel built back up. I took a break from it because I was streaming. And I am burnt out from streaming. Affiliated on Twitch. I need to put that up there on my socials. You see my socials over here for my Twitter, for my YouTube, for my Instagram, and I need to put it on my Twitch. My Twitch is the same as my Twitter and my Instagram, Brolic_201, and if not, it's Brolic201. Follow me over there on Twitch as well. I'll get back into streaming very soon. There's some other things I want to work on. Get this channel built up as well. But yeah, subscribe, like, leave your comments. Let's get into this triple threat match. Malachi, or six-man tag. Malachi Black and Trent Beretta, they start off. Big moves, back and forth. I'm trying to keep these multi-man matches as quick and short in explanation as possible because it's so much to keep up with. Especially for this one match I'm gonna talk about later. Oh man, I have so much to say about this other match. It's the Sammy versus Commander match. Definitely want to talk about that. So Trent Beretta, he hits Malachi Black with the jumping knees. So Malachi Black is on the well I don't remember because it's the night before, but either way, he hits basically a meteor. He hits a meteor to Malachi Black. Then he goes, tags in Chuck Taylor. Then comes in Brody King. Great tag team work from both teams. It's a lot of back and forth tags, which is good, especially in the six-man. Cassidy's in the ring. He throws his sunglasses at Buddy, who's also in the ring. They're standing there like face to face, and he takes off the sunglasses and he just like, let me see, Do I have a pair of glasses I really don't want to stress about? Yeah, so I got like multiple glasses on my desk. So he's like, he takes his glasses off and he's just like, just like that. He just throws, good, his gimmick. You know how he does it. I can't stand Orange Cassidy's gimmick. The only thing I do like is the thumb, where he just raises the thumb like this. Other than that, I can't stand Orange Cassidy. I lost my spot here. Yeah, so he throws his sunglasses at Buddy. Then he goes for a flipping DDT, and Buddy Murphy is Buddy Murphy, Buddy Matthews. See, all these names. Buddy Matthews stops him from the flipping spinning DDT, and he grabs him in like a Razor Ramon or Razor's Edge type position, but reversed, and he does a snake eyes into the corner turnbuckle, into his team's corner turnbuckle. So that was, wise tag team moves. Keep your guy in your corner from his team. So he does that. Everybody gets in the ring. They start fighting. Then everybody gets to the outside. Cassidy sends Buddy flying outside the ring. And I believe it was Malachi Black who was also out there. I got to work on the green screen thing. My bad. So Malachi Black was also out there. And then he climbs to the top, does Orange Cassidy with his hands in his pocket. And he does basically like the trust fall, but with his hands in his pocket. They catch him, and then they throw him into the apron. And then Trent does the same thing. No pockets in hand, but he bounces off the rope, jumps over the top. They catch him, boom, throw him into the apron as well. So now both men have been dropped on the outside. Back into the ring. Best friends end up getting in the ring with I can't remember who it was, but they end up getting in the ring and they do like this triple team. Two got their hands on the neck for the choke slam and one for the power bomb. I think Cassidy was doing the power bomb, so they picked him up for a choke slam power bomb type deal, and that was only enough to get a 2 count. Buddy Matthews comes in the ring after that, because Orange Cassidy was about to hit Malachi Black with an orange punch. So Buddy Matthews slides into the ring real quick and hits the sickest knee to the face of Orange Cassidy to stop him. And then he ends up getting hit with a Bossman slam by Brody King. And then after that, it was a lot of madness in this tag team match. I'm surprised the ref wasn't counting anybody, the whole 5 count to get out of the ring. So that happens. And then there was some back and forth between Orange Cassidy and Malachi Black, where they ended up basically at a stalemate. They're standing there, face off, looking at each other. And then Cassidy does the kicks. The kicks, and everybody goes, whoa, whoa. Those kicks, hands in the pocket. Still. He does those kicks, and then Malachi Black is just like, whatever, and he kicks Orange Cassidy. This match was pretty good. It's not over yet. I'm just saying, this match was good, very good back and forth. I figured it would have been a squash because it was House of Black versus the Best Friends. And Orange Cassidy being the international champion, that's the name of the title now, the international champion, figure whatever, it'd be a squash, but it wasn't. And I kind of like that. There's not a lot of squashes going on. Right now you have Jade Cargill doing squash matches, and that's really it. Anything on Dark, Elevation, all that stuff, those are where the squash matches are at, and that's what I like about that's something else I like about AEW. It's not a lot of squash matches. If I'm wrong, let me know. Put it in the comment section. Subscribe too. So yeah, my orange punch. Oh, he does. He actually does hit the orange punch. Does Cassidy to Brody, and then Trent ends up doing the pile driver to Brody after that. It was like a follow-up, literally. Right after the punch, he turns and gets him set for the pile driver, drops him. And then Chuck Taylor went for something called Soul Food, which is what's it called? What's Chris Danger call it? Eat Defeat? Or if it's already called Eat Defeat or Lost in the Woods, something like that. That move. So he goes for that, and Buddy Lee stops him, grabs his foot, pushes him back, rolls him in, and no, he pushes his foot off, and then he rolls him back after he pushes the foot off, and he's getting up, and then Buddy Matthews just hit the stomp, which I didn't know Buddy Matthews was doing that. I could see why, haha. But he ends up hitting the stomp on Chuck Taylor, and you get the 1, 2, 3, and the trios champions retain their tag team titles. So next up we have Riho versus Jamie Hayter for the AEW Women's Championship. Again, another championship match. Very good. What I did notice though, excuse me, I was eating something, but what I did notice was that there was no powerhouse hops. So you went from a hot potato championship to not even having the champion on the show. If he was, I missed it. I walked away. I don't know, but I didn't see him. And then after the show, or sometime in the midst of it, I saw that there's gonna be a battle of the Belt 6. Hell, I think that's next week. I think that's next Friday or this Friday. I have to see. But it's gonna be QT Marshall, Burt, and Powerhouse Hobbs going after the tag team titles. It's like, what? That what? It's not making any sense. FTR just won, so you know they're not gonna lose them. So that didn't make any sense to me. But let's get back into this one. Women's Championship match: Riho versus Hayter, Jamie Hayter, and she ends up coming out with Britt Baker. If memory serves correct, Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker are now the baby faces now, or something like that, which I can't see. Britt Baker's just a natural heel. To me, Jamie Hayter is just a natural heel, and she's a heel that doesn't have to talk, in my opinion. She just gets in the ring and gets the job done. But we'll see. They get into the ring and they shake hands. But in the process of shaking hands, Jamie Hayter went for her finisher, the Haterade clothesline. And then Riho caught on to that and tried to reverse into a pin. But of course, they kicked out. Hurricane Rana, and they kicked out. A little bit of back and forth, couple near falls for both of them. It was a fast-paced match for both of them. After the back and forth, the feeling each other out process, Jamie Hayter ends up rolling to the outside. Rio or Riho? I'll say Rio just for now. Rio gets to the top rope because Jamie rolled out. Rio gets to the top rope. She hits a crossbody from the top to the outside. Hayter hits her head on the floor in the process of that. So when she hit her with the crossbody, her head hit the floor. Like, it's a pretty decent thud, but she seemed to have been okay after that. They get back into the ring. Rio hits another crossbody, and Jamie Hayter catches her with a gut buster. She picks her up, drops her on the gut. Hayter hits the boots to the skull. She hit Rio in the head pretty hard. She got to the outside on the apron, and Rio put her head through, and Jamie Hayter just kicked her right in the head. Boot. Both ladies are on the apron. Hayter hits a standing Uranagi type move on the apron, and these moves gotta hurt Rio because she's like, what? To be fair, 95 pounds. No meat on the bones, nothing. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully, but she is a small woman, and I could imagine like that stuff's gotta hurt, dude. Those moves have got to hurt. And yeah, so she gets hit with the Uranagi, and then AEW hits the picture in picture. And I tried my best. There was picture in picture a few times for a lot of these matches, and it was hard for me to see. I watch on my computer. It's definitely hard to see that little box, so I tried my best. From picture in picture, Jamie Hayter was still in control for a little bit of the picture in picture, and then all of a sudden Rio turns the tide real quick, starts chopping Jamie Hayter in the corner, couple chops, suplex her into the turnbuckle. No. Jamie Hayter hit a suplex on Rio in the turnbuckle. She goes to cover. She kicked out at 2. Rio does a snap German suplex, and then she does a dragonplex. Hater kicks out at 2 there. Rio misses a diving stomp. She went for a diving stomp on the top rope. I believe this is after. I believe this is when they came back from picture in picture. She does the diving stomp off the top rope, but Jamie Hayter moves. Rio lands on her feet. She rolls out of the way, and then she hits a sliding lariat. So like she's laying on the floor, and then she sits up, does Jamie Hayter, and then Rio hits her with a sliding lariat, sliding clothesline. She kicks out again at 2. Um, and then we get the suplex off the ropes. They end up in the corner. Suplex off the ropes by Jamie Hayter. She followed through, but was blocked by Rio with a brainbuster. Now that was nice. It's basically like the Falcon Arrow. Okay, so the Falcon Arrow that Seth Rollins does. Jamie Hayter does a suplex off the top rope, and then she holds it, and she gets up, but Rio blocked it and just did a real quick brainbuster. Real nice, real nice. And then yes, it is. I have it in my notes here. They did a little thing on the bottom of the screen. It will be Friday night, will be Battle of the Belt 6. So it looks like I might be doing double duty for Friday. I gotta see how I do it because I don't think I'll stay up late and release the the show for Friday night. I might do what I'm doing now, which is take my notes Friday and then do the show Saturday. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, it'll be Battle of the Belt 6 on Friday. So there you go if anybody wants to watch it. The match was definitely given some time, a lot of time, which is good. AEW is pretty good with giving their women some time, except for Jade Cargill. I really want Jade to get some more time. I need Jade to actually get into a match with some real people. She's got the little thing going on about Taya Valkyrie right now, but we need more, man. We need more. Both ladies end up getting on the ropes again. All right, we're back. Had some technical difficulties with the camera, but all's good. Everything's fixed. But again, this match was given some good time. Very good match. Again, I want them to put some more time into Jade Cargill. This reign is pointless for her. She's not facing anybody. So there's that. That's my opinion on that. Both ladies end up on the ropes again, Rio and Jamie Hayter. And Rio knocked a Rio was knocked to the apron by Hayter. Jamie Hayter gets to the top rope. Rio jumps up with a hurricane runner from the top rope, and then she ends up hitting the sliding knees to the face after Jamie Hayter sits up. And then as she goes for the count, the 1, the 2, Jamie Hayter ends up getting a foot on the rope, so she kicks out as 2 at 2. Rio starts throwing in the punches the best she could, like just nailing Jamie Hayter in the head with the punches. And out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere, Jamie Hayter hits the Haterade, the clothesline. Rio still manages to kick out at 2. Jamie Hayter gets up, grabs her by the arm, pulls the ripcord. Haterade followed up with that. She gets the 1, 2, 3 and the win. Jamie Hayter wins and retains her AEW Women's Championship. So we have the retaining trios champions, and we have the retaining women's champion and Jamie Hayter. Next, we have a small little promo with the Outcasts, with Renee. Renee's in the back, and all they're just saying that eventually, and this was by Ruby Soho. Even she's like, eventually one of us will be the AEW Women's Champion, so don't get too comfortable holding those titles. And Renee was like, well, there's only one championship. And Paige is just like, Paige says, Renee, I like you. Don't stir the pot. And then they walk away, and she says, buy our shirt, stuff like that. I like the Outcast shirt. I'm not gonna say that I'm not feeling them, because they just got started. I could do without them doing the whole green and black thing. Let's not do that. And the spray paint, like, But what I will say is I get better vibes from them than I do this Damage Control thing. Damage Control, like I said on my Raw review, Damage Control was dead on arrival. It just doesn't work. It doesn't seem to make sense. If you look at the previous gimmicks and the current gimmicks of the ladies that are in this outcast group, it works. It works for them. They work together. You can see it. It just instantly it seemed to have clicked. Now they got their merch. They got their shirts. They have an idea behind what they're doing, and it seems to be working right now. Slow burn. But with Damage Control, when they showed up, I think it was what, WrestleMania they showed up that last year after the Becky uh Bianca Belair match. Um, just seeing them, it just didn't work. And then as time went by, it's still not working. Uh, just to compare the two, Outcasts seem to be better than Damage Control. I don't think those three ladies in Damage Control, they don't work together. Bailey's great. Bailey is great. They are all great on their own. Maybe as a tag team, Io and Dakota, sure. Uh, but no Bailey involved. Let Bailey go off and do her own thing. There's some stuff going on with Bailey right now anyway, where everybody's saying that she was supposed to be on the show Monday, but then she got scrapped. Some stuff going on Twitter, whatever that is. But on the subject of Damage Control, compared to just for me, compared to the Outcast, I say the Outcast seem to be doing a whole lot better than Damage Control, and I believe there was a little cheap shot mentioned by one of them in the Outcast talking about we're about to take control or do Damage Control or something like that to the women's division. So yeah, there's that, and then they walked off. Jericho Appreciation Society is out next, and Daddy Magic says or asks, "Do you want to know what makes my nipples hard?" Forgive me, I'm just saying what's there. This isn't for children. I got it on the little checkbox, not for children. None of my stuff is for children. Though I try not to curse and things of that nature. It's still not for children. But yeah, he's like, "Do you want to know what makes my nipples hard?" And I didn't quite hear him. I missed it because I guess I was distracted in my house. So I missed what he said after that. But then the Acclaimed came out. And the Acclaim came out and they did their intro thing, their little shtick, and then Cool Hand Ange, he interrupts them because he's like Bowens. Was it Bowens? Yeah, he was getting ready to do the whole scissor me thing, and Cool Hand Ange interrupts him and says that they got a tag match on Rampage. I want to say, I don't know if it's between the two, between the Acclaimed and Jericho Appreciation Society, or if it's them teaming up to face somebody else. Now, two things I want to talk about real quick is, one, why is the Acclaimed being teamed up with another tag team again? They are the most over tag team in AEW, and they're getting strapped with or tied to the Guns, or now the Jericho Appreciation Society, because they had this little dinner thing they did last week or something like that. I didn't get too much into that, but whatever. There's that with them being teamed with other people. And then the other problem I have is with Rampage. Rampage is a 1 hour show that they tried to cram so much on. The announcements or the promotion style for stuff on that show is so sped up. It is ridiculous. I don't think Rampage is getting that much attention. I don't know about the ratings. I don't look at the ratings. Don't know how to read them. And I'm not really focused on it. But from what I've heard, the ratings for Rampage are pretty bad. And they do their best with announcing their matches for next week and for Rampage and this event and that event. They do their best with that, and I do appreciate that. But when it comes to Rampage being their secondary show, it's not hitting. It's not hitting at all. I'd say do a 2 hour show like you do for your Dynamite. Do a 2 hour show for Rampage. Get rid of Dark and Dark Elevation. Like, Just scrap that. Get rid of it. And that way, those people can get a little bit more of a rub or a little bit more of a lot more of TV time, because you're not getting TV time if you're on YouTube. Uh, people got to work and stuff like that. Yeah, we can catch it later, but it's just not beneficial in my opinion. I used to watch it. I can't lie. I used to watch The Dark and Elevation, but no, I stopped. It's like it's horrible. For that, you could take Florida and have Florida be your performance center, if you will. Do that. But Rampage just isn't, not feeling it. Not feeling it. Wait a minute. So he said Rampage. So is it gonna be Rampage or is it gonna be Battle of the Belts? Because Friday is Battle of the Belts, and then they're talking about Rampage. So I'll have to look into that. You guys probably know better than me. If so, let me know in the comments section. I do watch AEW. I do, but I there's a lot of things I tune out. A lot of things I tune out because it's just especially with Excalibur. Excalibur, he does the announcements so fast, it's ridiculous. I thought they slowed him down, but he does the announcements so fast, it's hard to keep up. But yes, the Acclaimed and Jericho Appreciation Society are going to be on Rampage in some sort of tag match, be it 8-man or 2-on-2. Not sure. Up next, we have this MJF segment. Guy Mike Rogers, and I think he said Mike Rogers and his Great Man or Mike Rogers and the Great Man. Don't know who that is, but from the sounds of things, it seemed like from the music that was being played, some real nice, I guess, jazz music. That sounded kind of like the band or the music that played when Jericho and MJF did the dinner thing. But yeah, that happened. MJF came out. Long Island fans cheering him, cheering him. He's the host of MJF Day. And then he starts singing a song which I believe was called Pennies from Heaven. If I'm wrong on that, put that down in the comment section and let me know as well. Pennies from Heaven. And he honestly didn't sound half bad. He sounded pretty good. Pretty good. The guy that was playing on the sax though, he wasn't hitting the he wasn't hitting the notes right. And I can say that because my brother-in-law he plays the sax. So I know he wasn't hitting the notes right. But he tried. The guy that was playing it, I don't know who he was. Then Joseph Saladino, that's how you say it. He presents MJF a key to the city. MJF gets up there and says, "Hey, guys, chill, chill," because I think they were booing this guy or giving him flack, and MJF was like, "Yo, chill. This guy's giving me a key to the city. Relax." Uh, so we get to after that, MJF gets up there on the podium and he's trying to talk, and then he says like, "Hey, can we turn this mic up so I don't look like a schmuck?" He kept bending down and talking. And to be fair, MJF is doing his job, but all he had to do was stand up straight because the mic volume didn't change. It didn't. He just kept talking like this, and that was on him. He looked like a schmuck on his own. I'm just gonna say it. I don't care. But he gets up there and he says, when I was a kid, I had ADD, and he was saying how difficult it was to learn. I don't know how true it was, but he was saying it, and the the fans ended up giving a chant for ADD. Uh, ADD or ADHD, attention deficit disorder, or uh, attention ADHD, attention deficit hyper disorder. I think that's how it goes. One of my children have ADHD, so I'm not getting too deep into all that because MJF does. See, I can say this personally because he's talking about ADD and ADHD. I don't know if he's telling the truth. I don't know if he's telling a lie, but it is a learning disorder. It is difficult to focus and stuff like that. Like I said, I have a son that has ADHD, and it's difficult for him to learn. So this is no victim here, but this is definitely that area where MJF starts to crossed the line. He's like starts to pouring drinks in kids' faces. Supposedly it was an alcoholic beverage. His promo style, which you'll find out at the end of this, is a little wild. He really pushes the barriers. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if he's overdoing. I say personally he overdoes the heel thing. He really overdoes it. He's a good act, decent wrestler. I can't say great wrestler because he barely wrestles. Let's just call a spade a spade. Uh, he's don't hate the guy. It's just his style is a little overboard. He goes a little overboard. And that's about it. But back to this, like I said, they get the ADD chant, and then he starts talking about his eighth grade teacher, Miss Benedict, Miss Benedict, and how she mistreated him. And she's like, hey, where does your head go? What's going on in your head? When you're struggling or things of that nature. And again, that's what some teachers do. My son had that problem. My teacher asked, how what goes on in your head and stuff like that. And he says, being world champion. And she tells him, your chances of being world champion is slim to none. Again, if this is true. He says, he told her, you're wrong. You were wrong. And he's like, guys, don't be like Mrs. Benedict. Don't be a stupid, what. Try not to curse on my channel. So don't be a stupid, what is what he says. And he tells kids, hey, if you bust your ass, see, I slipped. Hey, if you bust your ass, you can be anything you want to be except me, because I'm MJF. I'm better than you, and you know it. I mean, all of it was pretty good. All of it was pretty good. It wasn't. All of it was good. Nothing was bad here. Like I said, it's just the line MJF likes to cross, and I could just tally it all up. His media scrum, pouring the drinks in kids' faces, uh, the ADD thing, the car accident. It's like, where is there a line where it's just like, I'm a professional wrestler, I'm cutting a promo, I'm keeping it simple. A lot of it is a little too overboard. Um, but it is what it is. That's just how I feel about it. I don't hate the guy. I just personally would like him to bring it down a little bit. It gets a little cringe. It gets a little cringe. Uh, I noticed in the crowd, fans had on the MJF scarves. I don't know if that's like merchandise or if these guys are going out buying like look-alike scarves or knockoff scarves, or if they actually have the legit Burberry scarves. Because to be fair, I didn't know Burberry was still a thing. I used to sell. I used to have this job where you go out. I'm sure some people have seen it. I used to have this job where you go out and you sell colognes, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's a commission job." I'm like, man, where you get all these colognes from? But whatever. And one of them was Burberry, and that was like a hot seller. People would buy the Burberry. I'm just like, man, what is this? Um, but yeah, Burberry, I didn't know was a thing, but there were fans out there, and they had on the Burberry scarves, and he did his little thing. He goes to the back up to the stage, and he asks everybody if they want an encore. And everybody's like, yeah. He asks like three times, do you want an encore? Yeah. And there's a musician back there, and he hits the cymbals. I think they're called cymbals. He hits them in MJF's ear, and he goes off yelling at the guy. He's like, we practiced this for months. And I knew something was up because dude was skinny and short, and I was like, that's got to be who I think it is. And sure enough, it was Jungle Boy Jack Perry. And they go back and forth with each other, start fighting on the stage. They're fighting, they're punching each other. Boom, boom, boom. Security comes, splits them up, and the belt is in the middle of the floor, or in the middle between the both of them, while the security is separating them. And Sammy Guevara comes out. Sammy Guevara, he comes out, and he sees the belt on the floor. He grabs the belt, he holds it up, he puts it in Jungle Boy's face. He puts it in MJF's face. MJF's still again real pissed off, and he just holds the belt up and he puts it back down. And then he gets to the ring for his match, because up next, talk about flippity doo dah. We got Commander. I think this is his second match on AEW. He debuted last week, I think they said. So Sammy Guevara and Commander. They come to the ring, and I have this titled Big Moments of the Match because this is basically what this match was. It was spot after spot after spot after spot, and most of it was from the Commander guy, and it's all he did. Sammy Guevara got in his offense, yes, but this I don't like this dude. Not in a negative way, but if this is all this dude has to offer, this Commander guy, he's not gonna go far. He'll do out his contract, and that's that. Mark the date, April 6th, 2023. I said it. Give him his contract and he'll be done, however long his contract is. Uh, so let's see. Sammy hit a moonsault. He hit a moonsault so good it jumped out of the frame. It was a Commander was on the outside. Sammy Guevara was on the apron. He jumped to the third rope, I think the top rope, and then moonsaulted to the floor, and he jumped out of the frame. Hold on. Yeah. See, I got confused because I saw my Commander notes. Hey. Yeah, he jumped out of the frame, so they had to do a replay and showed you how high he jumped. That being Sammy Guevara. Commander walks the ropes and hits a shooting star pressed, followed with a rolling, followed by Sammy rolling out. So he got on one side of the rope, walked, and then hit a shooting star press. So here's this rope, boom. Then he walked on the other rope, boom, and hit a shooting star press like that. Sammy Guevara rolls to the outside. Commander does it again. Walks one rope, walks to the other, and dives, but then to the outside. But then Sammy kicks him in the face. Sammy gets back in the ring, spins on the floor, kind of like a spin-a-rooney type deal, but does his little pose where he puts his hand behind his head like Shawn Michaels would do when he would be hanging on the corner rope. They were in picture. I didn't take any notes because it was much of the same. Flippity doo dah by Commander. Uh, Sammy has Commander in a chokehold on the floor. He's got like a rear choke, like a headlock kind of. They show Jack Perry in the back watching on the monitor. It's still surrounded by security, by the way. That was a little weird. Uh, so he's watching the match from the from the backstage. Then Commander hits a poison Rana. They called it a reverse Hurricane Rana, but I thought that was called a poison Rana. He hits the poison Rana. And as I say in my notes, and I've been saying, it was just a spot fest from Commander. It was just flip on top of flip on top of flip. Walk the rope right here. He does another walk to the ropes and does another shooting star press. But Sammy rolled out and Commander lands on his feet. So Commander landed on his feet from trying to do a shooting star press, which was actually pretty impressive on that one. Sammy gets back in the ring. Commander gets on the ropes again and does a Phoenix Splash springboard to Sammy for a 2 count. Commander walked the ropes again and he gets the knees. So he walks the ropes and ends up doing like a low level Meteora type move to Sammy, and Sammy kicked out at 2. Sammy goes for the go to hell, but he got stopped by Commander. Then they get a shot of Darby in the stands, kind of like, back in the day when Sting was doing it. So Darby, he's up in the rafters. So we got a shot of the pillars. You got one in the ring, you got one in the back being surrounded by security, and then you got the other one, Darby, in the rafters chilling. Sammy gets to the top rope. Commander was on the opposite side, so it kind of looked like the WrestleMania thing between Ricochet and Logan Paul. So you had Sammy on this corner rope, you had Commander on the other corner rope. Commander walks the ropes again. That's all this guy did, was walk on the ropes. He could have joined the circus for this madness. That's all he did. He walks the ropes. Sammy gets just enough just to stop him. Enough. So they're walking the ropes. Sammy gets close enough and hits a cutter right off the ropes. After he hits the cutter, he immediately picks up Commander and hits him with the go to hell. And 1, 2, 3. That's it. The match is over. That whole match, exactly what I said, was what it was. Commander just walking the ropes and flipping everywhere. That's all he did. And then we get Shivani gets into the ring to talk to Sammy. And Sammy says, I just did what our champ doesn't do. Wrestle. Can't knock him there. And the fans were just hating. Like, they were just booing the heck out of Sammy Guevara. And everybody has a right to hate him because he did some shady stuff after having his fiance in the ring a few weeks later or a few months later. Found out him and his wife or his girl split. Now he's engaged to Mello, and then they get married, and that whole thing was just weird. Maybe that wasn't really his girlfriend. I don't know, but it was weird. So everybody has their reasons for hating Sammy, but he's right. The champ doesn't wrestle. He is not that box office. He doesn't have to wrestle. He's not on the level of a Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar or a Rock. Dude's a great act. He's a good talent. Top five in AEW. Top five in the world? No. Top five in AEW. Very good. But he hasn't showed much to not be wrestling. He barely does wrestle. All right. I throw that out there. He says he had MJF beat last year. I forget which event he pointed out, but he did point out how MJF just cheated his way through. He was with Wardlow till he wasn't. He was with the Pinnacle till he wasn't. He was with Jericho until he wasn't. He was with the Firm until he wasn't. He just used everybody that he could to get where he is. He says, you haven't really done anything but politicked your way to the top. So he was right there. All of that was true. All of it was true. He says he loves AEW. Basically says he isn't going anywhere. He lets the fans know, I'm not going anywhere. Get used to this because I am going to be your AEW champion. Or he said, I am your AEW champion. His words, not mine. Again, good promo by Sammy. And then at the end of that, they show MJF in the back as well. Now, just to nitpick a little bit, that was too little too late. They should have showed MJF watching the match, not watching the end of a promo. Like he should have been watching the match like the rest of them. Not so much he should have been, but they should have caught him watching the match like the rest of them. That little gap, just the little things, And then we have that one's over. That one's over. Right now we have what to me was a very unexpected title match, the FTW title. I mean, they had all the titles on the line except for the International Championship and the TBS Championship and the World Championship. I don't even think Jade was on the show. Who was on the show and I missed it was Luchasaurus. He was on the show as well, but I forgot what he was doing, if he was doing anything. I didn't forget. I missed it. But this next match is Ethan Page versus Hook with the FTW title on the line. Says that Hook has had that belt for 252 days. This belt is like so irrelevant. I like Hook, but I don't remember the belt. The belt is irrelevant. Like, what? Just make it a television title and call it a day. They put more respect on that title. That title gets better defended and put more respect on that title than they do the TNT title. See champion. They got all these belts. I just realized, geez, the AEW title, the TBS title, the international title, the I could keep going. They have a lot of belts, but whatever. They show that MJF. They show that Hook has been FTW champion for 252 days. His current record is 24-0. Now, there was some other stats that I saw. I don't see it. There was some other stats that I saw where the nameplates would show up and they would tell you their current record. And a lot of these guys had the 2023 record. So basically this year, like your record is 5-0 or 5-2 for 2023. I forget who it was or who they were. But for Hook, his record is 24-0, period. So I'm guessing he's had 24 matches and he's been undefeated since. Okay, cool. But when you do for one, you got to do it for all. So if you're going to have 2023 records for your wrestlers, you need to have 2023 records for all of them, not just the one person. You get what I'm saying? Got it. Good. All right. 24-0, quick match as I expected. Uh, some chicanery went on the outside. They get back into the ring. Matt Hardy gets up on the apron, hits Ethan Page with the FTW Championship. He hits the floor. Oh, no, he doesn't hit the floor. He gets hit with the title, and he basically just lands into the arms of Hook. Hook locks in the Red Rum, and there's a submission. Done. Match is over. Probably 2 minutes. I might be wrong. Could have been shorter than that. But the match is over. This all ties into... and Hook leaves the ring with Matt Hardy and the guy from Private Party. I can't even remember his name because it's been so long since I've seen them, the Private Party, and one of them is missing. I don't know where he is, but he leaves the ring, walks up to the ramp with those guys, and that's the end of that match. And that just ties into what's going on because Ethan Page and Stokely Hathaway have the rights or the contracts of Private Party and Matt Hardy because of the Hardy family office and then the Andrade family office. And I don't know. That madness needs to stop. But that match is over. Bada bang, bada boom. There you go. Up next, we have Nigel McGuinness in the back. He has been announced as a new member of the AEW announced team. And Tony Khan is back there with him. I have to say, Tony Khan always looks surprised. He's just like this, and he talks. And I think this is his way of reading cue cards without showing that his eyeballs are doing this. Because if you do like this, you'll be able to see what you're reading as long as it's big enough. So he just looks at you like this, and he just talks. It's creepy, isn't it? He doesn't smile. He just talks. A, B, C, D. Like a robot. It's like Elon Musk. But yeah, what do we have? Oh, he says that the big announcement is that All In on August 27th will be in London. Now, when I saw that, or when I heard that, saw it, they're going to London, and now I can't help but feel like WWE and AEW are low key going at it because they're trying to blame Shawn Michaels for the NXT event. I think it's Proving Ground or Breaking Ground or something. There's an NXT event that's going to be going up against one of AEW's events or one of AEW's nights or something like that, right? So you have that. Now, a few weeks ago, if not during WrestleMania, probably a few weeks before that, they said that Money in the Bank was going to be at the O2 Arena in England, in London. So I say, okay, cool, boom. Now, here's Tony Khan. They're going to the Wembley Stadium. Now, a friend of mine in my group chat doesn't think that AEW is going to sell out the stadium. I think they will. Or come close to it. It's going to look just as full as the arena or the stadium for WrestleMania. It's going to look just as full. That's just my belief. And for the Wembley Stadium announcement itself, they had Adam Cole come out. Well, not come out, but he introduced Adam Cole. He shows up next to him on the camera, and Adam Cole is the one that says it's going to be at Wembley Stadium. So that's pretty good. That's pretty cool for AEW. That's a big money maker if they can sell it out. And then that's good for future events to come there. But for All In to be known for going to Chicago, I think this move itself, lets me know, because I asked during WrestleMania when I was with my friends, I asked if All In or what was AEW's WrestleMania. So AEW's WrestleMania is indeed All In. Gotta be, because you're not gonna have a basic event at a Wembley Stadium. You want your biggest event. So All In, I'm assuming right here, right now, is their WrestleMania. So All In will be at Wembley Stadium, August 27th, London, England. We'll see how that goes. On to the next one. On to the next one. Before we get that started real quick, I just want to say please subscribe to the channel. Thank you. All right. Blackpool Combat Club are on their way out. Bryan Danielson is with them. They're all geared up except for Bryan Danielson. Uh, it was a match. It was a squash match. A bunch of jobbers. Nothing to say about it. It was a straight squash match. It was names probably some local people. They look worse than a created wrestler that I made in a video game. Daniel Bryan gets on the mic after the match. He says, he says he loves his family. He says he really loves his family, and he loves professional wrestling. He says he loves Jon Moxley while he was over there kicking some guy in the face. He said, and this was happening. He was like ripping some guy's mouth open or kicking him in the face or something. He says he loves Claudia. He says he even loves Yuta. Even though, and I have to say it because that's what it says, excuse my language, but he says, I even love Yuta, even though he's a shithead. And he says again, and I love professional wrestling. He was talking about how everybody is amateurs. He just keeps saying it. Amateurs. 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 Hangman Adam Page comes out, walks straight to the ring, gets in the ring. The Blackpool Combat Club is just standing there with their fist up. And Hangman decides, yo, I'm fighting. So he gets straight to it, goes to fight, and they beat him down. Blackpool Combat Club beats him down. They beat him down, and they continue to beat him down. But what was weird was there was no Dark Order. None. Nobody from Dark Order came to help him out, which was very weird. Very weird. He's supposed to be with them, not with them. I don't recall what may have happened last week to the Elite, or was it the week before? So no Young Bucks, no Kenny Omega, no Dark Order. Nobody came to help this guy. It was weird. So he gets beat down, and Bryan Danielson, grabs the screwdriver. Not even grab. I think he took it out of his jacket or something. I don't know. He takes a screwdriver and he just keeps saying amateurs, 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 and he just takes the screwdriver and just pushes it into Hangman's eye and just digs it in. You know, and they walk off. That's it. They beat him down, jabbed him up with the screwdriver, prison style, and they leave him in the ring. He was in pain, he was screaming, whatever, selling it, but they messed up. Another little nitpick, they messed up because there was no blood. No blood came out. All the things they do to bleed, especially with the Blackpool Combat Club, and there was no blood coming from the eye. You just, like, come on, man, it's a screwdriver. Sell it, make it look real. Did they not watch Extreme Rules Horror Show? Did they not see Rey Mysterio lose his eye? Did they not see Seth Rollins puking everywhere? Sell it, man. Sell it. But that was just a little nitpicking. Now we're off to the main event. This one, I'm gonna keep it simple. It's gonna keep it simple. It was a good match, but it's FTR. They're as straight to the point as can be. They're like Zabisco and Arn Anderson. They're like Brett and the Anvil Neidhart. They're just a wrestling tag team. They are wrestler. So we got the Guns, who came out to 50 Cent's Mini Men, and they bleeped out a lot of the cursing and stuff, so that was cool. But which I love that song. That's one of my favorite 50 Cent songs. They came out to Mini Men, and it was like weird because they were wearing their gear. They had on white gear, and it was a cross between, they were looking like Billy Gunn and Shawn Michaels at the same time, both of them. But that was cool. And again, they were wearing white. I thought we were gonna see blood. It's an AEW thing, like white up. We're seeing color tonight, guys. And then FTR came out first, and then the Guns came out, like I said, to the 50 Cent Mini Men song. Again, back and forth. Wasn't a banger of a match. It wasn't a banger. But it was a good one. They tried to cheat with the distraction by one of the guns, and the other one had a belt. He threw the belt into the ring. The other one distracted while one of the guns got to the apron, threw the belt in the ring, distracted the ref. The other gun, whichever one he was, he grabbed the belt and held it just in time as Dax dived off the top rope for a headbutt. He put the belt up, and then Dax hit his head on the belt, and then he went for the pin, but it was only a 2 count. They went back to that's where the match really, really heated up. It was a 2 count there, and then they did a little bit more of the back and forth, and there was some confusion to me because I don't remember who the legal man was. All 4 men were in the ring, and everybody ended up getting a roll up for the pin, like a backslide pin, and both the ref looked at everybody. He looked confused for a second, didn't know what to do, but he figured out who he should go to, and he counted the 1, 2, 3, and FTR finally win, according to Wikipedia. FTR finally wins the tag team titles, and they stay in AEW, which now lets us know that they're going to be staying in AEW. They're not going to WWE. They're not going to NJPW, Impact Wrestling, PWG if they still exist, Shimmer, Shiner, Winner, Whiner, whatever. All these organizations, all these wrestling promotions, they're not going. They're going to stay in AEW. My head is cold. I just shaved it yesterday, so whatever. It's stuck. Don't laugh at me. They're going to stay in AEW. They're not going anywhere else. So there's that. We don't have to worry about the news, the rumors, the this, the that. It was a good show. It was a good show. The tag match, it wasn't anything exciting. It wasn't something worth taking a crap ton of notes. You've seen one FTR match, you've seen them all. I don't think I even seen the spike pile driver that they do. But that was a good tag match. The women's match was good. The trios tag team match was good. The debut or re-debut of Jay White, that was good. The MJF segment was good. All of it. It was a good show. It was a Dynamite after Mania, as is being said. It was a good show. And me as a wrestling fan, I wish that Raw was as good as this. It was good to me, but it wasn't as good as this. I'm not gonna say I'm excited to see Rampage or Battle of the Belts because what, you're gonna see the TBS Championship get defended? Okay, squash match. Because she's gonna go against Taya. Okay, no, I think she's gonna go against Taya Valkyrie for the TBS Championship. Jade Cargill, defending her title. So that probably won't be a squash match, but it'll be pretty quick. Your TNT champion, he's not defending his title because he's gonna be a tag match for the tag team titles. The international championship is probably going to be on the line, and he's probably going to retain, that being Orange Cassidy. The world title is not going to be on the line. I doubt the FTW title is going to be on the line. So Battle of the Belts for a 1-hour show. I don't know how you have an event like that and it's a 1-hour show. If you really want to make it something, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 10 minutes for 6 matches. You can have 10-minute matches. You can pull it off. You can pull it off for 6 matches and they'd be good. I'm just saying. But they're not going to do that. It's going to be so sped up and so congested. It's going to be ridiculous. You're going to get at least 2-3 squash matches from that. But that's it for the Dynamite review. I gave Raw a 3 out of 5. I'll give this 4 out of 5. And that's only because that Blackpool Combat Club situation with the I don't like squash matches. I probably would have gave it a 5 if it was just the segment after. Just them attacking Hangman or them just going through the arena, beating people up. I'll take that. I'll take that for sure. But squash matches for established superstars, nah. Established wrestlers, squash matches, no. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Uh, but yeah, four out of five. 4 out of 5 stars for AEW Dynamite. And I will be doing the SmackDown review again Friday night. I might be able to do it. I definitely will be taking my notes, but it's debatable if I'm gonna do it Friday night or Saturday morning because I have some things I got to do Saturday. But it will be up Saturday regardless if I don't get it up Friday. Get the show up Friday. And that's all I got for you guys. Make sure you subscribe. Again, you want some energy drinks, man. You want a kick in the pants. You want some get up and go. Go ahead and w.gg. Use the code Brolic 10% discount. It is very good. I don't. There's a lot of things I don't like when it comes to products, anything, and that's the lies that come with it. And this one is not a lie. No jitters. No jitters, no crash. I mean, everybody is different, of course, so maybe somebody might be different. But from my own personal experience, I've had 3 of the different flavors, and I've had no crash, no jitters. Good stuff. I think they're actually coming out with the carbonated ones soon, so be on the lookout for those. If they have them, I'll definitely be promoting that as well because those are my sponsor. That's my sponsor for the moment. We're gonna get some more, but until then, until next time. Whoa! Before I say it, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You gotta subscribe to the channel. Listen to me. Anything else on my notes? I got nothing else on my notes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit me up on my socials. Also look for me on Twitch. I believe it is Brolic _201. If not, it's just Brolic 201 with no underscore. Until next time, as I always say, no, not this hand, this hand. I'm out.